Hi guys, welcome back to the Medicinal Chemistry course presented by Pedacism Academy. This time we're going to be covering part 1 of the Local Anesthetics chapter as presented by me, Khaled Bushara. Local anesthetics work by reversibly blocking the sodium channels on the cell membrane of neurons and thus inhibiting the influx of sodium into those neurons. This decreases the excitability of the nerve membranes and inhibits the action potential formation and blocks the conductance in both motor and sensory neurons. This leads to the transient loss of sensation in a localized area without any loss of consciousness or cardiorespiratory function impairment, unlike in general anesthetics. Thus, local anesthetics block the transmittance of pain to disable the brain from interpreting that pain, leading to anesthesia. One of the earliest discovered local anesthetics is cocaine. It is sourced from coca leaves and is associated with many disadvantages, including addiction and toxicity. To curb these disadvantages, analogues are synthesized from cocaine by understanding its inactive metabolites. The following are analogues of the cocaine compound. Firstly, we have atropine, a compound with weak anesthetic activity and irritation to the eye. Then we have homatropine, another compound with weak anesthetic activity but with less irritation to the eye. Finally, benzoatropine is a decarbomethoxy derivative with potent local anesthetic activity and high tissue irritation, but no addiction because of the removal of the 2-carbomethoxy group from cocaine. Benzocaine is an amino ester with good anesthetic activity and low toxicity. However, because there is no aliphatic amino group, it has very low water solubility if not at low pH values, and thus it cannot be used as a parenteral formulation and is only used as a topical agent. Procaine is an N,N-diethyl amino ethyl ester derivative of PABA. It is less potent than cocaine but much safer, and is also shorter acting because of the hydrolysis that occurs at the ester group, especially at higher pH, as well as their removal from the target site by capillaries. Thus, to mitigate this short duration of action, we can administer a vasoconstrictive agent along with procaine, which reduces the local blood supply and increases the residence time of the drug. For example, we can administer procaine with epinephrine. Procaine is also a tertiary amine, which means that it is water-soluble and can be given in a parenteral formulation. Now we move on to tetrachane, an amino ester and a p-butyl amino derivative of procaine. It has an N-butyl group that increases its lipophilicity and thus increases its absorption from the injection site, leading to a faster onset. It is also potent and long-acting. Moving on from the amino ester local anesthetics to the amide type agents. This is a new class of anesthetic drugs originating from isogrammine, a grammine isomer. Lidocaine is an amino amide and the first non-irritating amide type agent. It is potent, with less associated allergic reactions, and no ester groups, meaning that it is more stable in an aqueous medium. Neurotoxins may share some local anesthetic activity. First, we have saxitoxin, which is sourced from the ovaries of pufferfish. We have tetrodotoxin, which is sourced from the marine dinoflagellates, and batrachotoxin, which is sourced from the skin of poisonous frogs. They differ from local anesthetics because they bind to a different site on the sodium channel than the local anesthetic agents, and they are not used clinically because this binding is irreversible. Most local anesthetics are weak bases with a pKa of 7.5 to 9. Ionization is possible at physiological pH as a result of this, meaning that both the ionized and non-ionized state of the local anesthetic agent can exist at the same time. There are different binding sites for both the protonated and unprotonated forms, meaning that there is both a hydrophobic and hydrophilic pathway that leads to the local anesthetic effect. If you guys would like more information, please feel free to check out the reference of this textbook. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you understood and enjoyed the points that I made in my chapter. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments and we'll make sure to get back to you. And stay tuned for the second part of chapter 6.